An afterlife is a very controversial subject in a lot of people's views. Everyone has their own views and beliefs. Some even indulge in nihilism. Some may believe that heaven or hell is the only afterlife, or others may believe in reincarnation to be true. I have a different theory, a theory that involves all but not the way you may think. Quantum mechanics is a fundamental theory in physics that describes the behavior of nature at and below the scale of atoms. It is the foundation of all quantum physics, which includes quantum chemistry, quantum field theory, quantum technology, and quantum information science. Extremely small objects simultaneously have the characteristics of both particles, tiny pieces of matter, and waves of disturbance or variation that transfers energy. Some say dreams are a glimpse of what is to come. I believe dreams are the way of our subconscious giving us messages in strange fashions. When you die, your brain will too. There will be no dreams then. Through birth and death, your brain will release a chemical known as DMT. Many people know it as a drug, but it is a natural chemical. Without getting into the whole drug side of things, I believe DMT is a way for the spirit to enter the body and to leave the body. I believe DMT is a way to access the fourth dimension. For dimensional reference, the first dimension is one that provides length, such as a straight line, or a wiggly one for that matter. The second dimension is one that provides an object that can only move in two different coordinations but has no depth. Shapes like squares, circles, and even polygons would be counted as two-dimensional shapes. The third dimension. It has depth in addition to length and width, and is not flat. The climbing plants cover the flat surfaces and create a third dimension. Like a cube that does not fly. Anyways, back on the theory of the afterlife, the fourth dimension is a key factor into it. The term spirit realm gets thrown around a lot in paranormal investigations and even just as a term for that meaning. I believe the spirit realm is the fourth dimension, and here's why. Fourth dimensional beings would have the ability to physically warp through objects like walls or doors and so on. They would have the ability to manipulate space and time, as the concept of time is not relative like it is in our dimension. They can even travel to our dimension. Sounds a lot like what people would call paranormal already. The fourth dimension isn't just some random place off in Never Land. It's right here with us right now. This theory has some inspiration by German mathematician Hermann Minkowski on his geometrical theory on dimensions and relativity. Now, on that note, if we die and go to the fourth dimension, what part of us goes if our body is gone? A lot of people have the question, what's the difference between the soul and the spirit? Well, the soul is considered the higher self, something we don't have perception on, but are a part of. The spirit is us, or at least is what animates the body. The higher self is like a tree. The spirit is just a branch, meaning that there are more than one branch off that tree coming into ties with reincarnation, but in a unique sense of it. Other versions of you may very well exist currently and in the past as well as the future. Now, the difference between quantum mechanics with the theory of countless versions of you is that in that theory it is believed those versions of you took a different choice in life. It's not so much another spirit as it's just you in an alternate timeline relative to your own. In my belief, you are just one spirit of the tree, meaning if you had past lives, they are not your spirit, more or less just your higher self. Though interesting things about the other spirits off your higher self, you would most likely have lived them as you are living your own life as of now. You may not even know who they are. They could even be your worst enemy, or someone all the way across the world that you may never meet or even think of their existence. Time is not relative when death occurs, simply only an illusion of life. That being said, your lives may be a pattern of existence, even if they are dead in your time, or maybe not born yet. They could exist right and be alive right now in a weird pattern that doesn't end. That all falls under the time loop theory. Reincarnation doesn't exist in the way you only go forward as one person. That thought process is limited due to how well the brain tricks you into yourself. I often hear a lot of people arguing about creation versus evolution. It seems like no one wants to agree they could both exist. How could they both exist? Well, an answer for that is more simple than one could think. I'll start with creation. This all leads back to the Big Bang, when the neutrino star held in the universe. Nothing but a white void with no space and time. Anything and everything of this dimension was held inside of it. After quite some time of it being all compacted in, it exploded, and bang, here we are. Here is everything we know. Was it a higher power that caused it to explode? No. Sheldon Cooper would laugh at you if you thought God did. When the universe began, scientists believe, with every speck of its energy jammed into a very tiny point. This extremely dense point exploded with unimaginable force, creating matter and propelling it outward to make the billions of galaxies of our vast universe. Astrophysicists dubbed this titanic explosion the Big Bang. Or was the higher power left inside the stars well? When the term higher power is used, people think God, but it's not some great bearded old man waiting for you at some pearly gates on a cloud. What this higher power is energy, a very strong and universal energy. Evolution exists as much as creation. Here's why. In biology, we are the process of change over generational time. It was believed by paleoanthropology we were the Australopithecus, then evolved to Homo habilis, and then to the Homo erectus. That is not the Oog monkey. After the Homo habilis, we have evolved to the Homo neanderthalensis, to the next evolution, Homo sapiens. To this day, evolution still continues from 40s folk into the new generation of kids we have nowadays. Evolution is based on survival in climates we face. It's the way of humans to stay alive. Not just humans, but animals and plants, and even need to evolve for their own survival. So when I ask you to toss a coin, what will you say? This coin has been coming your way since the Jedi found you. So go ahead, call it. What are you waiting for? Call it.